Want to know how to make your first year in grad school a successful one? You're going to learn how right now. Hey everybody, I'm Leigh from teachingacademia.com, and I'm all about giving you the tools you need to navigate academia and make your best impact. So in this video, we're talking about how to be successful in your first year in grad school. Now, some of these tips are going to be applicable no matter what year you're in, but they are really important during your first year. And I've got 5 of them for you. So let's get started. So number 1, connect with your advisor ASAP. Now, I've talked about the importance of this in the previous video. You really want to make sure that you connect with that advisor just to learn some basics, get your head around what you need to know before you show up to campus. But then also, when you get onto campus, when that semester starts, try to get an appointment with your advisor. I would say like the 2nd or 3rd week. Give yourself some time to settle in a little bit, to take your classes, so you can maybe talk to your advisor about your classes and how they're going. But within that first month, no later than that first month, make sure you've had a one-on-one sit-down meeting with your advisor. All right, number 2, set up regular meetings with your advisor. Now, ideally, these are going to be at least monthly. This could also obviously depend on your program. It could depend on how, maybe you're doing an assistantship where you interact with your advisor a lot and you see your advisor a lot, but you do need some kind of formal one-on-one sit down at least once a month. So my approach as an advisor is until you get through your comprehensive exams during the academic year, we're going to meet once a month. It could be anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. And that's just going to be to check in and talk about how things are going and talk about your work and help you solve any problems that you might have. Make recommendations of things you might read, people you might talk to, that sort of a thing. So your advisor is there to help you, not just navigate your program, but to help you develop professionally. So connect with them, get those meetings set up, and talk to your advisor about what their philosophy is on how they approach advising doctoral students or graduate students as a whole. All right, number 3, don't worry too much about getting published in year 1. So getting publications is something that's important to not all grad students, but to a lot of grad students, because nowadays you need it to be competitive. Unfortunately, I have a whole thing about that. I don't think that should be the case, but unfortunately it is the case. So in year 1, what I like to tell students is focus on your courses. Focus on making that transition. Focus on, learning your assistantship. If this is your first time teaching a class or working on a research project, you got a lot of new stuff going on. Just enjoy that, okay? And you can start thinking about publications in year 2. Now, obviously, this is just my advice, right? Check with your advisor, see what they say, see what the norm is for your program. But I really think that in most programs, you can forego worrying about publishing in year one and start really thinking about that in year 2 and beyond. All right, next up, ignore the students who seem to have it all together, because I'm going to tell you a little secret. They don't. All right, I cannot tell you how many first-year graduate students have come to my office distraught because they were in, the first-year seminar, and there are a couple of grad students in there that just have their stuff together, right? They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what their dissertation is going to be on. They've read, all kinds of stuff, and they sound really good on the surface. And I'm not saying that they don't have their act together, but in a lot of ways, they don't, okay? And even though they might project that they know exactly what they're doing all the time, even if that's the case, don't let that rattle you because you don't. Who cares if you don't, all right? That's why you're in school, okay? You'll get it figured out and you will be fine. So people who look like they have it all together, a lot of times they don't, but even if they do, don't let that rattle you, okay? All right, and then finally, number 5, be kind to yourself. And I want to put a caveat here, which is it's okay to cry. So during my first year of grad school, and also during the last year, there was a lot of crying that went on, okay? A lot of stress. Some of that was in the first year, those were really kind of adjustment issues. And in the last year, it was more like, I don't see how I can get my dissertation done, so I'm just gonna lay on the floor and cry. That's for a different video. But be kind to yourself, okay? You are making a huge transition, all right? Not everything's gonna go easily and smoothly. I hope it does, but it's probably not. And some things are gonna be hard that you didn't expect to be hard. And every once in a while, a good stress cry, at least for me, it relieves a lot of tension and it allows me to get past whatever that blockage was and move on, all right? So when you're in grad school, obviously you probably don't have as much money as you're used to having. So, how you treat yourself isn't gonna be anything extravagant, but find some little nice things that you can occasionally do. If it's just to celebrate the fact that you made it through your first semester or your first year, or to celebrate a really big accomplishment, find a really nice way to be nice to yourself, all right? So any questions that you have about how to be successful in your first year in grad school, head on down to the comments, leave them there. Love to talk to you about it. Click right here for the next video.